Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to the very first digital episode of the Fandom Frequency Show. It's your boy Kenny with my main man Skippy right here, man. We're coming at you guys with first live stream episode, if you will. But you guys are going to see it in post. But we're doing something a little bit different. We wanted to keep doing consistent content for you guys. So we're here, guys, and we got the latest in the 16th episode of the show. How you doing, my friend?
Doing great, man. Doing great. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't complain too much, bro. You know what I mean? Just can't wait for the weekend. Got that Santana show coming up.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So yeah, going with the fam this weekend, and then on Sundays gonna be Father's Day. Even though I work, at least I get to spend some time with the fam and everything after that. So it's gonna be a pretty cool weekend overall. But yeah, man, can't complain too much. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay busy with all the creative stuff in my free time, and just been trying to find get my sleeping schedule back on track.
Oh yeah. Has it been out of whack lately?
Yeah.
Oh really? I'm kind of on the same boat too.
Yeah, just working on stuff like late and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it, bro. I feel it. But once you get back on track with all of it, it's gonna be smooth sailing moving forward.
Yeah, for sure. I just gotta fucking get back on it, man, for sure. Overall, man, any stuff you've been wanting to watch lately? You haven't had a chance to check out? You've been hearing about, man? I got a few things that I haven't
I
checked out yet.
I think lately I caught up on Stranger Things. I'm all
Yeah,
up to date. God finally got onto that train.
hey, volume 2, we gotta link
We
up
got to
on that, man.
No, for sure. Like that, because from the first volume, it was pretty. I enjoyed it. I like it a lot more than the previous two seasons. A lot more. I don't know. It's just it's very different. It's something that I've been wanting to see for the Stranger Things seasons because it kind of felt like rinse, wash, repeat with the Demogorgon and things like that. So I kind of did enjoy that. There's a new antagonist in there and he's pretty crazy. He's pretty crazy from what we've seen.
Vecna is the shit. I love Vecna, man. He's one of
Hmm.
the best things about this show in a long time, and I love all the seasons. But I do agree with you there that like the Demogorgon stuff was a little less interesting in retrospect, looking back on it after a few seasons, where this really mixed things up and brought something fresh but familiar at the same time with all the influences they're pulling with Pinhead, Pennywise, Freddy Krueger, all the 80s horror vibes that they're bringing into that character of Vecna, man. It's so well done, bro, and I just can't wait for volume 2. But yeah, we definitely got to link up digital or in person and just get your thoughts, my thoughts, whatever. And yeah, dude, because we gotta definitely have a discussion about that one because Stranger Things, man, it's on a whole nother level right now. It's on a whole
Yeah,
nother.
yeah, no, I totally agree. I do got those 80s horror vibes. I think a couple episodes in, I figured you would probably enjoy it a lot from what they were going with.
An episode in, I was like, hell yes, let's go. From the minute Homegirl got out.
Yeah, it definitely right from the get-go. When I seen that, I was like, okay, I'm liking this whole different turn that they're going with, and ever since after that episode, I've been enjoying it a lot more.
Hell yeah, man. I love this season. This might end up becoming my favorite season, depending on how it ends. You know what I'm saying? But this is the best season since season 1 for sure. And I love all the seasons, but this is the best one since that for sure. And I think after season 4 is probably over with and done at some point, I'll probably end up ranking those on the channel because man, those are just so good. I just rewatched all of them right now, and I'm getting back into season 4, preparing for volume 2 right here. And man, it's fucking love the show. One of the best things ever, man. But anything else you've been hearing about or haven't got a chance to get into yet? I know The Boys season 3 is one that's like literally right after I'm done with all the Stranger Things binge, I'm getting right into The Boys. It's
Oh,
phenomenal, and I love the first 2 seasons. So
it's a great season. I'm enjoying the boys a lot. That's like one of I'm enjoying it so much that I can't wait for Fridays to come around. Cause for them, I feel like the boys with their storytelling is what a lot of shows how I feel like should be like with the search
Feel you, bro. I feel you.
because they just go straight to it, and the way they storytell throughout each episode is great, and you want to go back for more within like the next week, and that's how I feel like what a lot of shows should be like, because I believe they're 8 episodes in. They're like only 8 episodes per season, and
Yeah,
that's what.
season. Yep. So they're like halfway through already. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get on that binge because I'm gonna watch like 4 and then watch the next 4, and then we definitely got to cover that here on the channel. Definitely for sure because the boys is just so on point, man. I heard this season's like might be the best one of them all. I don't know if you feel that way so far getting into it, but this is
Yeah,
the best season.
it's definitely, I would say it's definitely up there. It's going with the story that they're going with so far. I feel like there's gonna be so much chaos within the next couple of episodes, and that's what I'm really loving it. And there's no really, I would say, fillers per se. It's just straight to the point. Homelander being as crazy as he is, and have everybody else trying to like figure a way how to defeat him in a sense. And it's such a twist that they had with the most recent episode that I really did enjoy a lot.
Got you, man. Hell yeah. But yeah, I'm about to be digging into that soon. One show I've been curious about, but haven't really got a chance to check it out yet was or I haven't really revisited it yet because I watched the first episode or two was what's it called? Umbrella Academy. That
Um,
was one where I did check it out, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to get into it, but I've been hearing such good things. Season 3 is just about to drop or just dropped and I'm like, "Damn, I got to get into that for sure."
yeah, I think I've heard some things about it. I think I've probably seen an episode here and there, but I don't know if it was actually the show or not. But I did hear like mixed things about it, like it's a great show and all this other stuff. So it's been on my radar too, but it's more like a back burner. It's more like once I get caught up officially with everything else I wanted to watch, then I'll definitely take a look at it because I think it's Netflix from what I've seen.
Right, right. But yeah, man, it is on Netflix. Yeah, so I think they're about to drop that third season, and it's gonna be cool. I think, man, I'll probably try to get into that at some point here pretty soon. And there's a few movies I want to catch up on too, like the Top Gun Maverick movie. Everyone's hyping up like
Mm.
crazy now. I definitely want to check that out. And Jurassic World Dominion. I'll probably see if that's at least worth a good laugh or two.
Right.
And then what's up? What else is dropped? Lightyear is about to drop this weekend. I'm not gonna have time to see it this weekend, but I want to. I'm probably gonna make that a priority first and see that within the next week. And then I'm gonna try to see Top Gun Maverick somewhere around like maybe 4th of July ish or something. And then I'll get around the Jurassic World Dominion at some point, even if
I
it's on streaming. One point at some point I'm gonna watch it.
I feel you. I think Top Gun has been something I've been really debating about too, because I hear a lot of good things, like how you're saying.
Yeah, bro. Like people are really getting into it, bro, for sure. And I think maybe we should link up and try to see it if you get some free time. Maybe let me know if you're trying to see it, and we'll see if maybe if we can make it happen or whatever. Because it looks pretty cool, man. And I think rarely do people hype up a movie where even if you don't think it's as good as they do, usually it's at least worth going to see it. So mo-
Yeah,
most times that's where I go to see a movie that's hyped up this much universally, and it's not at least enjoyable.
no, I feel it. I feel it. Yeah, for sure. We definitely gotta link up to see some Top Gun. Um,
Yeah,
what
like I'm making that a priority because huge Toy Story fan, have been for literally like my entire life.
Yeah, that's like the year that we were born and everything, bro.
I was born like November '94, so I was born just before this movie came out. So that was like literally one of the first movies I ever seen. It's literally like two of the first toys I ever had. Was a what
Yeah.
it was. So it's like that shit goes way back for me. So I'm hyped about it. Chris Evans, obviously, that's my guy. And it's actually I think it's their birthday today or yesterday, him and Tim Allen. So that's pretty crazy. I think it was yesterday. So that's
R- Are
just
you?
yeah.
Damn. Damn, what a coincidence, bro.
I don't know how the fuck shit like that happens in life, man, but it did, and it's fucking cool. But overall, man, yeah, man. So there's some cool stuff to watch out there, guys. So make sure you tune in and all that, guys. And if you guys have any recommendations for us, drop it in the comment section. We would really love to get any recommendations that we haven't brought up here before, whether it's foreign stuff, American stuff, anime, TV, movies. All of us here on the Fandom Frequency Squad, man, we all watch all kinds of different stuff. So send it in, man. Music too, if you got any recommendations in that department as well. You know what I'm saying? Because speaking of which, are you down to go to concerts? Like, is that really your thing?
Concerts. It depends on the concert. I'm more into like festivals per
Mm,
se, like indie festivals, things like that. But it's been a while. The most recent one I went was probably pre-COVID, but
yeah, I feel you. Same here.
but I would be somewhat down. It depends on who's playing or not.
Now, have you heard of Desert Days?
Desert Days, I haven't.
Yeah, it's like this festival where, like, if you pay enough, obviously, you could like camp out there too, and it's like out there, kind of like in the more deserty type area, and they have like a lot of really cool bands and like acts play there like every year. Like this year, they got Tame Impala playing one of his entire albums. They got King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard and all that. They got man, they got some really sick artists there, man. Like there's more. Like I can name. Like hold on a second, man. Like I gotta pull this up real quick.
I think I see it. Let me see.
Days, baby.
Oh,
My phone.
there we go. Is this the current year? Let me double check. So is like Iggy Pop supposed to be playing?
Yeah, dude, fucking legend, Iggy Pop, bro. I'm such a Iggy Pop and
Whoa.
man. And you got Chicano Batman, who's pretty cool. You got Bad Bad Not Good, who's one of my favorite musical acts of today right now. Mild
Mhm.
High Club, JPEG Mafia is pretty cool too. Men I Trust is a good band that's a little like a little more underground, but still kind of getting out there. And man, it just looks so sick, bro. Like it's a good amount of money to get into this shit though. But
How
it's
much
like
it, how
shit.
much are the tickets?
Right now, weekend, so the full weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, would be 350 with tax included, probably.
That's that could be pretty expensive. That could be I think last time I spent a ticket like that was like just like heaven and that was back in like 2019. It was like around like
Yeah, that
buck
one's
50.
right. And the fucking what is it? Let me see. The weekend general admission camping bundle is 450, dog.
Fuck. Holy shit.
But
That's
for 500.
500.
Yeah,
I
dog, it's crazy. I'm like, I
how
can do that. But I was like, maybe general admission if your boy gets his grind and I can get that other fucking hustle, that other fucking job. I was telling you about, get that double hustle going on extra
yeah.
couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Get those revenue streams flowing. Maybe, but I'm like, damn, if I don't get another revenue stream or something, I don't know.
How long has this Desert Days been going on for? Has it been like a
This is like the 10th year anniversary or something like that.
really? I didn't realize it was going on this long.
Yeah, because I heard about it the last like 3 to 4 years, and I was like, damn, this shit seems dope. I gotta go. And then I was like, I was harder for me to get off of work at that job back before, since there wasn't as many coworkers at the time. But since
Oh.
then, man, I'm just like, oh fuck, I gotta go to this thing. I just never get tickets in time. Like I
Yeah,
went last time, but fucking I found out about it too late, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot that was going down.
yeah, and it's usually like you get sold out pretty quickly, either by people who are interested in it, or like scalpers. Scalpers will just jack up the prices a lot more.
Fuckers. But yeah, bro, and A, Kendrick Lamar is playing in October. I mean, not October. Was it September? I think it's September or October in Ontario
Really? In Ontario, really?
at the Toyota Arena this September or October, bro.
Dude, that's such a random spot for him to perform. I would have thought he figures somewhere like LA area, Bay Area, something like that.
And he'll be hitting some of those spots too. But I'm like, fuck yeah, bro. He's coming to O Town. I'm like, shit, it's right there. I'm like,
Yeah,
I
I
got
just,
to happen, man. It's right
ha,
there.
did the tickets go live for him just yet or no?
Yeah, like they're on sale right now. Like I think like to get like decent seats, like not like crazy like upfront seats, but like decent seating, probably like 100 or so.
Okay, so it's not too bad.
Astronomical, yeah. So I was like, shit, Kendrick, bro, would you possibly be down, depending on availability closer to the time?
Closer to time. What's the day for that one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, let me look that up real quick, man, because I don't know. Can't remember
Because
the date off the top of my head.
that one I would definitely have to see. If it's like towards like the fall, then I would definitely have to see him
Back.
that.
Yeah, and I'm like, I feel like I can get the money for that, no problem. So I'm just like, if I can get the cash flow for that, let me see the Big Steppers tour. And his cousin is actually going to be on the road with him. And that actually he's pretty sick too, so it's gonna be actually pretty cool to see him.
Yeah, it's.
And there's a potentiality through my pop's job we could maybe get discounts if we have him get the tickets for us. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sometimes for certain events you can get discounts and stuff. So it's always like a possibility.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So right here it says September 11th, Sunday, September 11th at 7.
Sundays.
And let me see the tickets here so I can get the exact number. And he's playing in Anaheim at the Honda Center, which isn't too far either. But Ontario, I'm like, bro, it's right there.
It's just off the street from us, bro.
So I'm just like, come on now. Like, how can I not go to that? It's right there. Yeah, like right here. Let me see. The seats right here, and let me see what the area this is. It's like section 111 or whatever, row M, which is like towards the back of that section. But you're near the mixing board area, the audio space where the general floor is, which is actually not too bad of seating, and you're also directly like in front of it. And those are just examples of just pretty good tickets I just found off the bat with the section with plenty of tickets left. And
Oh,
then
okay.
the section over here is actually even closer, and it's more to the side a little bit, and it's the same price. Oh no, it's a little cheaper. Those are 129,
Mm.
and the ones I just clicked on over here, those ones, section 114, yeah, those ones are 180 plus fees. So it's like it's not terrible, you know. But I was like, I'd probably go for those 129 because it's not bad seats.
Not bad sittings overall. That one, I'll be down. I just gotta double check on like the timing for it for school and then like when work's
Yeah.
starting up and stuff like that.
Like maybe like August, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if they still got some pretty decent tickets left, you know, we'll revisit it. You know what I'm saying? But that'd be sick for sure, Kendrick Lamar, man, because I'm like that I could swing for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If yeah, we'll revisit back the topic. Yeah, in August for sure. Like beginning of August, I should have like a better understanding.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like because things could change for me too, so you never know. But we definitely will, you know, we'll make it happen, man. We'll make it happen one way or the other, hopefully. But yeah, man, just you know, bringing up some fun stuff to do there. And oh, here's the kicker though. Here's the really important one though,
What's
because
up?
this would be dope to do because we've talked about this before. LA Comic Con in December.
Do you have one in December?
Yeah, they're doing the one that they usually do in LA in
Mm-hmm.
October in December, and I'm like, yo, bro, are you with it on that one? I'm like, shit, dude, that's like that's like super super doable. We got hella months for that.
We can definitely shoot for that. I would be down for December, for sure. December.
Got you, bro. Because I was like, I'm pretty sure I could do it too. Like regardless of work or whatever, I'll just use my vacation time. You know what I'm saying? Or use my sick time, bro. Like we'll go for sure. Like I'm trying to go like 2 days, dude. Like that'd be sick. Get a room down there. You know what I'm saying? And fucking as close as we can, and then just fucking go 2 days in a row, man. It'd be sick.
Yeah, straight back to back, and then I think from then Miguel should be back, and I'm pretty sure he'll be super down for something like that.
Me too, dude. That's why I'm like, I'm gonna talk to him about it too. Like I'll reach out to him like now, so then we could try to plan for it. But that's like my main like priority right there. I'm like, I want to really do LA Comic Con, man. It's been so long since I've been to one of those type of cons, and fucking me and Miguel went to it years ago. Super dope, bro. Like you would love it, and fucking it'd be sick, man. It'd be dope to like fucking film stuff for the channel, man. I think it'd be sick, man. I think people really dig the vlogs and stuff like that. So I think it'd be a fun time, man.
Oh fuck yeah, fuck yeah. We can definitely yeah, let's start planning something out for it. It'll be cool if we got like a little group going on too, heading off over there.
You know what I'm saying? Get like maybe like 3 to 5 heads. You know what I'm saying? And then we can throw in on the room and shit like that. Get a couple rooms, fucking stay down there, go for the 2 days, dog, and then we can fucking hold each other's spots and lines and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, get it popping, bro. Because the stuff doesn't get as crazy as San Diego, so you can actually get into stuff if you time it out right.
Right, right. Yeah, because San Diego is like a whole different game, bro. It's just a whole different thing. That's something I want to get set up for, at least for next year. I think this year we could do like LA.
Yeah, dude, San Diego next year, bro. Let's fucking get it, man.
I'll be pumped for that. And I'm pretty sure because have you been to a Comic Con for San Diego?
Hell no.
Not yet. I think that would be a great way to get into it. Next year, get everything set up, get like dip our toes into LA, and then move on to San Diego afterwards.
Yeah, dude, you're talking my language, bro. We gotta make it happen, man. We're
For
manifesting
sure.
right here live on this episode, so y'all got. We're announcing Comic Con. You better meet us out there, y'all. But yeah, hopefully LA Comic Con at the end of the year, we can meet some of you guys and ladies
Hell,
and everyone in between out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And meet all of you fellow fandom freaks and get this thing popping, man. You know what I'm saying?
oh,
The community here at the channel, man.
hell yeah, man. I actually can't wait. I actually to start planning it out soon. I'm actually pretty pumped for it for even December, man.
Yeah, dude, like for sure, for sure. Like I think I could definitely make it work. Like I'm super down 100% in on it. Like I said, we just got to determine when we want to buy tickets because I feel like earlier the better on that one. Like just get them like ASAP. Like whenever we would have like cash flow, like fucking get them and then just get time off or whatever, like way ahead or save up, vacation or sick time and fucking get that shit popping, dude.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. All right, bro. Hell yeah, that's actually pretty. That sounds sick.
Oh yeah, man. And it's not too bad of a drive. So worst case scenario, if we can't get the rooms, we can still drive out there. It's not that big of a deal. But hopefully we can swing the room situation because then we can maybe party a little bit after the thing. You know what I'm saying? And then just hit the rooms afterwards.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure a great setup.
Yeah, man. So hopefully we'll be announcing that shit around the end of the year, y'all. But moving right along here into the segment that y'all know as none other than what's the word? Not
Mm.
what's the word? All the latest in the pop culture news and everything, all the word on the street. And we got some interesting ones. I haven't told Skippy any of these. I didn't prep him for him at all. So it's gonna be fun to see all his reactions to them. We got some weird ones. We got some kind of normal ones, and then we got some really interesting ones as well. One that's like jam packed with shit, bro. So here we
Ooh.
go. We're getting into the first one. You're aware of Squid Game, obviously, the phenomenon known as Squid Game. You were a part of the review that we did here on the channel. We're going to drop a little card for it up top here in the screen. Y'all better go check that out after this video. We had such a blast with that series. We had our boy C-Dub on there and his lovely lady Justine. Shout outs to them. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, Squid Game. I love that fucking series. I can't wait for season 2. That's been confirmed, of course. We haven't really done an update since then because that was a rumor before. So that has been confirmed. Season 2's coming. So
Oh
that's good.
shit.
Yeah, like we don't know if it's I don't think it's this year, so I think it would be next year or the year after is my guess. But anyway, but I don't know. No concrete evidence. The creator has confirmed it, the actors confirmed it, and it's going down. And the funny news that's going to go down today that I will love your reaction and everyone I'm going to be talking to for the next day or two.
Mm.
They're doing a real life Squid Game minus the deaths, hopefully, with 456 competitors, just like the series, for $4.56 million.
It sounds what? Okay. Well, like
Series of a real life Squid Game where you play these games with 456 real life competitors, presumably around the world, for 4.56 million dollars.
that is pretty. I kind of had a feeling they would do something like this.
Get it,
What's yeah.
dog? We'll split that shit, dog. 20 something.
Yeah, it will be split down the middle.
Right there, bro. Let's get it. Right here. Random frequency on Squid Game. Let's go. What's his name? We're gonna be like that one guy, I always forget his name. That YouTube dude that's like huge.
Oh, Mr. Isn't it Mr. Beast?
Yeah, Mini Beast or whatever. Yeah, Mr. Beast. Yeah. We're gonna be like him, bro. Like we're gonna go do the real Squid Game and shit. Let's
Oh
get
my.
Oh my god. But what do you think, bro? Like, how do you think this is gonna go down? Like, obviously they're not gonna be killing people because duh. But do you think they're gonna recreate all the games minus the gunshot things? Like, how do you think they're gonna do that? Like paintballs?
It might be most likely something related to that because obviously they can't kill all those people. Like I
Easy.
would, yeah, like I would feel like if they were gonna do something like this, they'll probably do paintballs. I don't know if they'll do. I would want them to do different games because a lot of people would already anticipate what's gonna come to. Like probably something different, like probably on their own accords of the games they're gonna play.
That stuff a
But
little more American based kind of too, maybe.
Because who's hosting this type of event?
Netflix is. It's going to go down on Netflix. It's going to be a 10-part series of a reality version of Squid Game. So yeah, I think it's
That
probably going down next year sometime.
sometime next year.
That'll be my
I
guess.
would. It feels like okay. I would. Is it just gonna be like completely no actors, no actresses, just
I think it's just going to be like just Joe Blows like me and you, man. That's the idea, I guess.
hmm. That's gonna be very interesting if that's gonna be the case, because I feel like a lot of people will be out within the first game itself. No act, no like choreography of how the show technically is gonna be played out. Like if it's straight up real life, I don't think a lot of people would be surviving off the first round. I would feel like depending on what game do you have, if it's very difficult, I think a lot of people will be going out within the first game or two.
Oh hell yeah! You know, like 100 fuckers are gonna be out the first game, first round. You know that. That's how the fucking shit was in the series. They're gonna do some
Hmm.
shit. Green light, red light, and fools are gonna be getting shot now.
Shot up at the plane, or yeah,
What they did, what do they do? Like those riot guns, like those, you know what I'm talking about? Like those, what do they call them?
the pellets, right? Those like
Dude, what do they use those?
that would be God. Make sure to get the consent forms going in. Don't.
Has been sued for $1 billion.
Yeah, that would be something that would for sure be a huge thing that they got to get across the board. Like consent forms right out the bat, right out the bat if they were to do something like that.
Crazy, bro. Oh my god, man! But I can't wait to see that. That's one of the few reality shows I'm tuning in for. That's one of the few.
Yeah, yeah.
Genuinely interesting.
I would say that if they're gonna do that, it has to be for sure different because I feel like there's already a lot of reality shows that's kind of around that premise, pretty much with
Yeah.
But I would say like something if they do something different and then everything so forth, I think it'll be a very good watch overall for throughout that show.
But yeah, man, I just can't wait to see it. It's going to be very interesting, man. But let me know in the comments below. We want to hear from you guys out there. Are you going to check out this series? Are you not? You let us know. We're definitely going to be checking it out, I think, and we'll probably cover it on this thing whenever the hell that thing drops. But man, it's going to be interesting for sure. But moving right along here, some pretty cool news that I just heard literally today, this morning.
Hmm.
Avatar: The Last Airbender as a franchise is finally growing, baby. Past Cora, we're getting some brand new content they're making and producing right now and in the works on 3 animated films. Just don't know the premise on any of them. Just the director of one of them is one of the former storyboard artists of Avatar: The Last Airbender. She's going to be directing the first one, and then the other two have not been confirmed, neither denied, of who's working on it and who's doing what. But there's 3 films coming, expanding the lore of Avatar. I'm fucking hyped. It's about time we get an announcement because those guys finally got the rights, and Paramount was supposed to do a bunch of shit with those guys since the Netflix dropped the ball and they left.
Yeah, yeah. I think if they're gonna have three, because right now I just looked it up right now.
Yeah,
It's
man.
gonna. I'm pretty excited. I enjoyed the
Hell yeah.
original Avatar for sure. Like that was like the childhood thing. I think for like the vast majority of people who did watch the Avatar, the last Airbender series.
New series I saw on premiere date and at the end date on the finale when it dropped, like right away, all the way through the series. I love Avatar: The Last Airbender, as you know. I literally
Hmm.
have a fucking canvas poster of it right over there, and it's the best animated series produced in anywhere to me in the West in the 2000s, bar none. It's one of the best animated series all time. So I am fucking hyped and excited for this thing, but I just can't wait to get what the premises are, man, and get to know like what they're actually going to be about. It's just, I'm like, come on, what's it about? What's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, would you prefer a prequel? Would you prefer like a sequel to Cora, or would you prefer something with our original, Team Aang and all that good jazz, or would you prefer something completely different, like, way in the past, like Old Republic style in the Avatar universe? Like, what would you
Ooh.
preference?
Preference wise, I would love to see everything like with the gang, like when they're adults and everything like that, dealing with the aftermath.
Yeah, man, like pre-Cora, like post Avatar. Like I really would love to get just like one animated film maybe of just like one really dope adventure with those guys, or like a mini series or something, just to like kind of wrap up some of the loose ends with like Sokka and get a little more time with Aang and getting to see him in his progression as like the full on Avatar, and get a little more time with Katara as well, because I felt
Mhm.
like Korra, we got a little bit of time with her, but not like as much. And Aang obviously had passed on. And then Toph, she was awesome in Korra, one of the best parts of it, in my opinion. And everything,
Yeah,
her family and fleshing that out was great to me. So I hope they really get to tie up some of those loose ends as well. That would be my number one choice. But after that, for me, would definitely be some kind of prequel series of one of the former avatars of but one that hasn't been mentioned yet, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe like one of the kind of earlier ones, but not the very beginning, obviously, because we've seen that flashback, but someone kind of closer to his time, where it's like a completely different vibe, animation style, kind of like they did in Korra. I think that'd be like hella interesting, and it'd just be dope to get like that way in the past kind of feel, like old Republic type shit with Avatar, you know?
I would definitely enjoy that too. Like learn a little bit more of the history even before Aang's time and stuff like that.
Bend
Because
in general, you know what I'm saying?
like how a bit like each form became to like the water, earth, fire, things like that. I mean,
Cultures build out like that, to me is like holy shit, that could be such like a 5 to like 10 episode, like I mean 5 to 10 season like series, depending how long you want to stretch that out for.
yeah, yeah, like that's why the Avatar universe they can really expand onto the storytelling and everything so forth. They could easily do past, present, and even the future, even after Korra's time. Because I think because was Cora? I forgot. Was Cora originally a waterbender? Was she a waterbender during that time?
Yeah. Yep.
She was.
It's the order of it was Earth, because it was Avatar Kyoshi, Avatar Roku, Avatar Aang, Avatar Korra. You know,
Okay.
that was kind of the order it went in, because it started with the firebender, and then it went so on and so forth, and then it ended. And then that was the sequence leading up to the timeline of Avatar: The Last Airbender to Korra and what they've explained. That's why I think something pre Kyoshi would be very very interesting, like anything pre Kyoshi, because you can do whatever, because we don't have any context or like any definitive answers on it. You know.
For sure, for sure. Like, I think that's another route they could easily go with. I think my main thing is just trying to see where they're trying to take the storytelling with the Avatar series. If they want to go with what the fans, I feel like a lot of fans would like to see that in betweens between Korra and the last Avatar for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude. Like that's probably the number one thing we all us fellow Avatar fans want to see, and then we're just open to anything from there. You know, because
Hmm.
what else would you want to see that you? Because there's nothing else really we know about other than that, or Kyoshi herself.
Yeah, yeah. I think because I know for a fact with the in between, they can even go into further depth with Zuko's mother because we didn't really know too much
Yeah,
about.
a lot of that stuff in the comics, and just animate that into the series or the movie that they do. You know.
That's why it's gonna be interesting to see more of the production being dropped as they go. Did they give a confirmation of the year they are trying to drop these?
Nope.
No.
They 3 projects in the works, confirmed that they're in the works. So anything can happen between now and then. But I'm just happy to finally hear something that we're getting those Avatar projects they teased, because they said we're gonna blow the doors wide open on this franchise. So all 3 of them could be all different time periods for all we know, but I'm fucking pumped for it. What about you guys out there? Let us know in the comments section. Do you fucks with Avatar? And if you do you want to see them expand the franchise a la Star Wars, Marvel, DC style? Or do you like the way that it's been a little bit less is more? You let us know, because I want to see them expand it, but always put the story first, as they always have. And all the expanded material in books and comics have been awesome. So I feel like if they follow suit and bring some of that to the screen, which I think would be smart, just to
Hmm.
adapt that stuff and then kind of push forward, I think would be fucking dope. But yeah, man, we just got to wait and see. I think we'll probably get the first thing in probably 24, 25, because the animation takes 2 to 3 years to create. So it is going to be a little bit of a gap, but
Hmm.
you could do like 2 in a year or something like that too. So anything's possible. But I would
Right.
assume like 2024, 2025.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't mind the wait. I mean, get the animations down, storytelling.
Exactly. Like it's been a long time. Avatar: Last Airbender's never gonna have a legacy that's that tarnished. You know what I'm saying? unless they just drop like 5 terrible series back to back or some shit. But
Right.
I highly doubt it, man. And I'm definitely hyped to see it. But moving right along here, man. And what's the word? We got some Marvel news, actually. Almost forgot to mention this one.
Mm.
Blade is about to start filming this 4th of July, my friend. 2 weeks.
Really?
Yep. 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks from now of the recording of this episode right here. Blade is going to be going into production, man. So I just can't wait to start some, some plot details and the cast information and stuff like that. What's the vibe going to be? What's the tone? And then the big fucking elephant in the room, the rating.
Yeah, it's already officially PG-13 that these
I
already announced.
think they've said that, but possibly. I'm not 100% sure on that. But so as far as I know, no confirmation on the rating, just the production start date.
This is where I think a lot of people will be on the fence with it being PG-13 rated R.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I think for sure, knowing Disney, the most likely are going to go PG-13, which I feel like it's kind of the wrong route that they should be going with this type of movie because
I agree.
it's this Blade story, like Blade overall as a character and the stories that he has, from what I remember, is very rated R material. It should not be anywhere close to PG-13.
Sure, man, for sure.
But it's like one of those things that I'm hoping, like, for me it's going to be a test of time to see what they're going to really do with a PG-13 show or movie. I think for a movie they really got to push the limits of what they are willing to show for a PG-13 film. They kind of had that for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness with
Right.
a little bit of like what they had on a couple of scenes, but I feel like Blade, you really got to really push that bound of it really being.
Got to go all in on that shit. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they do. I'm praying. I'm kind of like cautiously optimistic that they do go rated R, and Deadpool 3 and this will be the first real R-rated full on material in the MCU. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that goes down, but we'll have to wait and see, my friend. But I'm just happy to know that it's into production and it should be going down. So that's dope. Can't wait to see a new version of Blade regardless. And
Hmm.
pulling for him and hoping that we get something really dope and something, because Multiverse of Madness really did push the boundary. So even that to me, I'm like, you know what? If you did that same approach, I wouldn't be mad at it. You know what I mean? That was
Hmm.
pretty gory, and it wasn't hard.
Yeah, like I think it was Sam Raimi because he knew what to do to make it being pushed to that limit.
Saying, I don't know, I can't remember the director of this and who it's supposed to be, but if they get horror and know those sensibilities, you can infuse that into a PG-13 film and really make it scary and still work. They've done that in the past, and they can still do it again. I understand people's hesitation because I have it as well with doing that. I think it's just depending on the tone. If you have a darker, more serious tone and you don't get all the Marvel humor and all that kind of stuff, and you kind of step outside of that and kind of get the darker tones, not just visually, but really of the story, and really lean into the dark backstory of Blade, like the previous films did, especially the OG in '97. So I'm hopeful for it, man. I just can't wait to see it. But you guys let us know in the comments below. Our question that we're going to pose to you guys is, do you think this movie can work regardless of the rating, or do you think it needs to be rated R to really get into what the Blade character is all about? You let us know, and we would just love to get into that discussion with y'all, man. But make sure to keep it respectful, guys. We don't want to get too crazy about it. I know we're passionate about our fandoms, but we always want to keep that peace, love, and positivity flowing. You know what I mean? So moving right along here, man, we got we got a huge fuck ton of news, bro. Huge
Mm.
fuck news right here in the Star Wars universe. I'm pretty sure you're aware that the same day and weekend of Stranger Things season 4, volume 1, dropping on Netflix, there was something called Star Wars Celebration going down in Anaheim. I was mad every second I wasn't there. Now they're going to be at London next year, and I'm like, fuck. God damn it, I quit. No.
we missed the opportunity, bro. But
Yeah, but Star Wars Celebration had a fuck ton of announcements and confirm release dates and trailers and cast news and trailers we did see, we didn't see. And I'm just gonna just start off with probably our most anticipated and the one we're looking forward to the most out of everything right now. Mando season 3, The Mandalorian season 3 is not dropping this year, man. It's coming
It's,
February 2023.
whew, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. To see, because it's gonna be interesting to see where they're gonna go after the book of Boba Fett and everything so forth from what we've seen.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I don't think they're going to be revisiting too much of that stuff. Boba Fett could appear in it. Who knows? Anything's possible, but I highly doubt that they're going to address too much of that stuff. But from some of the stuff that they did reveal, like kind of like descriptions of the teaser trailers that they did show at the convention, it is going to be very focused on Din trying to go to Mandalore to get to cleanse his soul or redeem himself in the Mandalorian, religion or whatever, and having a direct confrontation with Bo-Katan Kryze about the dark saber. So that's going to be
Oh,
a pretty heavy focus of season 3 of Mando. From what we heard, we didn't hear too much other information other than that. And they also said that this season, similar to like Stranger Things 4 recently, is looking like super duper cinematic, and they really stepped up the budget on this one. So that gets me fucking excited because I think it's one of the best looking TV shows right now in general. And just seeing it even step their level up even more and go even more big and still keep the storytelling as strong as they have been in these 2 seasons preceding this one, I'm fucking pumped, man. And regardless of when we get it, like Stranger Things, we had to wait 3 years almost for that, and that was so worth the fucking wait. So for me, waiting sometimes is better than rushing things out to meet a release date or to keep a certain pacing of something and let the things come out naturally. And Pedro Pascal's busy. He just made a movie with Nick Cage. He has another series coming out next year with The Last of Us in the same year around the same time. So,
yeah.
man, busy man. But I just can't wait to see it. Oh, also, they did mention that the planet that almost said Carl Urban, that oh my gosh, I'm forgetting this man's name. Apollo Creed. Oh my gosh, the guy that
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't worry, I got you.
My God, what is his name?
Carl Weathers.
Thank you, Carl Weathers. Apparently, the planet that he's like in charge of now has gone like has totally like redone the entire look, and it looks completely different now. You know what I'm saying? The town got a makeover.
Oh,
Shit. Like,
damn.
yeah. So that's pretty interesting as well. But they still got the IG-88 statue chilling there. And yeah, but it's gonna be dope to see Mando season 3, man. I just can't wait to get that first trailer. And we want to hear from you guys if you guys even give a shit about Mando season 3 like we do, or are you pumped and over the moon about it? But don't be too disappointed about 2023, y'all. Better late than never. Better late. But
Yeah.
also, man, we got so much Star Wars news, bro. Andor season 1 is dropping this summer, August 31st, Wednesday. There's going to be 12 episodes in the first season. It's going to be leading up all the way to early November, the same week of Black Panther 2's release date right now, Wakanda Forever. And
Whoa.
yeah, and so also they also announced that they're going to be doing a season 2 of Andor. They're already going to be going into production on that. It's going to have another 12 episodes, and this first season is going to cover the first year or two of his life at the moment, 5 years, or starting out 5 years before Rogue One dropping, and then the next season is going to cover the next 2 to 3 years leading into Rogue One directly. So yeah, man, it's going to be pretty dope to see that drop. And how pumped are you about this dropping in August, man?
With Andor, I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking the whole vibe to it. I guess the story of pretty much like getting set up for Rogue One of how Andor is really going to be stepping into his younger years and try to see how he evolved throughout the time frame and things like that, and how the team even got together pretty much to in Rogue One.
Yeah, man, like we could actually meet a couple of these characters like preceding the thing, like K2SO obviously, you know what I'm saying? Not Jyn Erso per se, but Mon Mothma could be up in this thing, and we know she's going to be up in this, and it's going to be kind of like a duality or dueling storyline between them two in this
Yeah,
series as well. So getting to see that really early genesis of the rebellion and possibly the earliest beginnings of it, other than maybe some of this Kenobi stuff that we've ever seen in the Star Wars timeline. So that actually makes it fresh while something familiar at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm from the trailer. It's kind of like they're going kind of like a different route, I would say.
Yeah, dude, it looks dark and gritty, not like, R-rated Punisher stuff, but it looks dark and gritty for Star Wars, and I hope that Tony Gilroy got to really go into that vibe like Rogue One kind of promised it first, but kind of pulled back away from a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that first scene where we get introduced to Cassian Andor, and that's kind of what and that's what they're saying we're gonna lead into. That's the vibe I want in this series. Him having conflicting choices, him having to take people out, him maybe not even minding as much, maybe like a Din Djarin was at the beginning of season one, like, you know what I mean? Like, and his family being separatist was something revealed in one of the novels recently too, which is obviously canon. So are they gonna address that? Because that
Mm-hmm.
Count Dooku type stuff. So there's so many directions that they could take this in, but the whole vibe of the trailer of being a spy political thriller, I'm like, yeah, dude, if you can give me this and keep the story and all that stuff together and really give some great character development for Andor and really make me care even more for this guy when I already like him, I'm in on this series, dude. In the 12 episodes, I dig the idea as long as the pacing is very well done throughout the series. They have more than enough time to really set things up and kind of pay it off for the season and leave things off in a cool way for the next. So,
For
yeah,
sure. And it's gonna be cool to see the Empire at their peak, pretty
that's,
much.
and that's exactly what they're teasing in the trailer. So I'm fucking pumped for that. And hopefully we get to see some characters from their side of things as well, good or bad, or somewhere in between.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I can't really wait to really see that series to see where they're gonna go with it, pretty much.
Like out of the series that are confirmed to drop for the rest of the year, it's definitely kind of up there for me, man. I'm like She-Hulk's going to be around the corner. I'm not saying I'm not going to check it out first day it drops, and I'm not saying I'm not excited for it at all. But I'm more excited for this Andor stuff, to be honest with you, just because it's more of something I'd be more into. Obviously, just going from the vibes of the trailers. But,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's definitely up there in my anticipated list for this year, man. And all the Star Wars I can get, you better give it to me. So I'm always excited for it, as you know. And yeah, man, we got more Star Wars news to get into, man. I got to keep this thing rolling along because we got so much to get into, my man. Bad Batch season 2, that's confirmed to drop and start coming on Wednesday, September 28th. Did you check out season 1?
I got halfway throughout the first season, but I haven't got a chance to finish out the rest of it.
So would you say that it's not quite doing it for you, or did you just get busy at the time and it hasn't really been as like, oh, I need to get back to it, or
It was more a mix of both. I thought they were gonna go like a certain route with the Bad Batch and everything so forth, introduce more of like Cody and everything like that.
yeah,
And
and
but
really get to Order 66, really get into it?
yeah, like get into like the grand scheme of everything, but I get it. Maybe they want to like flesh out a little bit more within that. Now confirmed for season 2 and everything so forth, they can probably go on with more of the storytelling from there. But I think I also at the time, like when it dropped, I tried watching the episode in between like in between courses and stuff like that. So eventually school kind of got in the way, so I can't really do too much on that.
Yeah, like I actually got through the whole season and everything. I did a review of it on the channel, man, and it was a fun ride. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say it was definitely like a bad series or anything like that. But like you, from the trailers, because that actually had a little bit of a dark, gritty vibe for animation in that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh shit, okay, hold on a second. This looks very Rogue One for an animated series here. But overall, I really enjoy the Bad Batch characters. They're awesome. Like I love Hunter, even Crosshair, everyone. Oh man, I'm forgetting the big guy's name. I love that guy. I'm so forgetting his name right now. The big burly dude, but he's
Oh,
hilarious, and I love that guy. Omega was definitely one of those things that was getting on my nerves. Like she was getting on my nerves throughout the first half of the season, but she really came through for me towards the end. And what they're teasing in this trailer for season 2 that they dropped, I'm like, okay, she seems a little more serious, seems a little more a part of the gang. Seems like she's adding more here to the proceedings. So depending on how they execute it, But the season 2 trailer looked pretty cool. It looked like it's definitely going in a little more of a serious vibe. So we'll see if that carries over from trailer to series. But I'm gonna check it out. I'll see like if it kind of reels me back in and keeps me interested in it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely like to keep up with all the Star Wars content in one point, one way or the other. Uh,
right.
Rolling into this next topic that I'm super excited about getting back into a little bit of live action before we jump into more animation. Because man, celebration full of 4 days, full of information.
Yeah.
Ahsoka season 1 dropping 2023 with our girl Rosario Dawson. Man, it's going down. We got Natasha Liu Bordizio playing Sabine Wren. We got Ewan McGregor's fiance, partner. What's I'm forgetting her name now. What the hell is wrong with me? Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She's going to be up in this thing too, and a lot of people are speculating she's going to play Sarah Hindula.
Oh,
But they
really?
dropped it. Yeah, but they actually dropped a trailer for it, a teaser trailer at the convention that obviously we haven't seen, and they confirmed that obviously these characters that I've already listed are going to be in it, but they also seemingly confirmed that Ezra is going to be in this series and he is going to be the heavy focus and the ultimate goal of what this season and what the show is going to be about. So, like she said, where's Admiral Thrawn? She's looking for Ezra too, because seemingly they both might be together and they both have seemingly disappeared since the end of Rebels. So, I'm like, Kenny, you need to get on it and finish that season 5 of Rebels. I got to finish it up and get caught up because this show is gonna be Rebels live action, and I'm fucking excited about that.
That's gonna be interesting. Did they? I'm pretty sure did they drop like a release date for this one for
Oh no,
Ahsoka?
no, not
Not
a
yet.
date, but they did say 2023. I would presume around like March to this time next year. Because
Okay.
they're shooting it right now, and they stopped shooting for a little bit to come to the convention, so they'll be done shooting by the end of the summer. So we should be getting a trailer by the end of the year, early next year. So yeah, I'd say next spring or summer for sure.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see that like kind of like the Rebels cast to be live action and see even Thrawn. Like
Yeah, man, and I think they confirm it's going to be the same voice actor, Lars Mikkelsen, who's going to be playing the character, who is obviously Mads Mikkelsen's younger brother. So that's going to be pretty cool to see.
mm, mm, I think yeah, it's because Rebels. I try to get into it like here and there, but I know like Thrawn's like a huge thing, like a huge like
All the way from the '90s with the freaking from the freaking Dark Empire trilogy of the Timothy Zahn trilogy novels. You know what I'm saying? The comics back in the day, dude. That character has always been dope. So I really hope that they really pull him off great in this series, man. And I think they will.
yeah, do him justice. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool to see what they're gonna go, what kind of direction they're gonna go, because we
Yeah.
won't really see until like the trailers actually release and everything so forth.
Rosario Dawson fucking nailed Ahsoka in Mandalorian season 2 and in that quick little cameo in Boba Fett. So I'm over the moon about it. I think the casting is great. I know some people think it's a bit controversial and fucked up that they recast the voice actors for Rosario Dawson in this live action, but for me, I thought you needed someone to bring a little more gravitas to this, and Rosario Dawson has that. She's been doing these type of genre films from Jump Street from way back in her career. So to me, they made the right choice. And if it wasn't for Mando, this would be my far and away most anticipated thing they're working on right now. I love Ahsoka as a character. I'm super excited. I really dug Rebels. Before Mando, Rebels and Force Awakens was my two favorite things about the new Star Wars stuff, with Rogue One at a third. So I really like Rebels a lot, and I really need to freaking finish that. I like that more than Clone Wars, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, just for me personally. There's some certain times like when Maul is in his certain arcs in the Clone Wars and some of the Mandalorian lore that's in there is really dope and I would say rivals it. But for the most part, to me, I really prefer Rebels because it's a much more tight, focused story around a specific group of characters that you really grow to appreciate and love throughout the series, while getting a lot of original and prequel tie-ins that don't distract from the story but are integral to it. Vader, Palpatine, you know, all these different characters that tie into the overall lore are all in there without there being a single Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? So
Which
to me, it's like a perfect balance of what we know and building out all this great stuff that they can get into now in this new Ahsoka series. So I'm just over the moon about it, man. I know you'll be checking it out when it drops. I'll be checking it out when it drops. We're going to be covering all that shit, of course, on the channel. I'm going to be doing week to week. I'm going to be doing fucking, we're going to be covering that, covering the hell out of that thing, man. I can't wait. But yeah, bro, keeping it moving along. They're doing Star Wars Vision season 2. So I'm not as super excited about that. I didn't really finish season 1 of Visions. Did you check it out at all?
I probably checked out like the first episode, and I don't know. I think after the first episode, I figured it's pretty much not my my cup of tea.
Not your
But
bag.
Yeah. But I figured probably somebody would probably like somebody out there would probably enjoy it a lot.
Oh hell yeah! Like someone like Drew, if you would actually probably go in and check it out, since it's all anime based, he'd probably dig it. You know what I'm saying? And there was 2 to 3 episodes of it because I didn't see every single one, but I saw most of them. 3 of those episodes I thought were kick ass, bro. Like,
Mm.
like there is some cool shit about it, but I just didn't get as like really dug in and invested. And even as an anime fan, just didn't reel me in and keep me invested in it. But it'll be cool to see what they do for that and how they expand that out. And they also confirmed a couple new shows that they're just working on as well that they haven't talked about before this. That they're doing a live action series that was rumored actually to be done by John Watts, obviously, of the latest Spider Man trilogy. And he's going to be working on this with Jude Law being the lead character of the series. But they're also going to be, it's going to have like a Stranger Things vibe to it. So it's going to have like a cast of kids that are at the focus of the series along with Jude Law. And it's not going to be a show for kids, but it's going to be in that Stranger Things kind of vein. And that's going to be called Star Wars Skeleton Crew. And it's going to be set in the Mandalorian kind of era of the timeline in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see what that turns into. And they also confirmed an anthology series, an animation set in the prequel era called Tales of the Jedi. And they did confirm an Ahsoka episode and some other cool things like that. And I think they confirmed that's gonna be pretty interesting to go into, man. And I think other than that, all they also confirmed was Taika Waititi's movie is gonna be going down, and they're aiming to drop it next year sometime. But there hasn't been a start date on when they're filming it, so we'll see about that. But that pretty much wraps up all the Star Wars news. Do any of those last 3 things stick out to you?
Skeleton Crew, I've seen like only the title of it, but I didn't know like the fine details of it. I'm pretty much it's gonna be interesting to see that one, to see a little bit more of what they're gonna do with Jude Law, and like you said, it was gonna be like the Padawans, like the little kids and everything like that, right?
Like I don't know if it's going to be force sensitive kids or going to be something else, but I would assume so. But
Right.
something in the vein of some Stranger Things mixed with some Clone Wars type stuff set in between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. So it could go anywhere in that regard because it is kind of a more prosperous time for force sensitive people, being as Luke is out there in the world doing his thing, or in the galaxy, I should say, doing his thing in that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it'll be pretty exciting to see like the aftermath and everything so forth of like force sensitive kids actually are they gonna go to the academy where Luke's trying to like create his own Jedi temple and everything so forth?
His own thing, or you know what I'm saying? Are there other factions of people that are force sensitive doing their thing out there as opposed to just one Jedi Order? That would be very interesting to explore in within this series, you know. So there's a lot of different interesting directions they can go in, and if they really take that Stranger Things approach and really have the kids like really have that maturity but that innocence kind of mixed together, but with a really dope like menacing villain and really big storyline that's like super compelling and very interesting within the lore of Star Wars. I'm definitely rooting for it, and it is the most interesting out of the last 3 things that I talked about. But I am pretty interested in that anthology series though, because that's going to be cool to see a lot of prequel era stuff that can kind of just exist within a vacuum and doesn't have to tie in to a whole bunch of other stuff. So just to get
Hmm.
Ahsoka's mom doing some crazy shit or doing something interesting, maybe she was a force sensitive person before Ahsoka got into the Jedi Order. That could be something interesting as well that they could explore. So there's a lot
Oh,
of interesting things they can go into.
yeah, for sure. A lot of materials that they could easily delve in, and then we can explore a lot more, like you mentioned, without getting like too complicated throughout the story. It's just like like the little stories here and there that we'll be able to see that we'll officially be able to get into and stuff like that.
Exactly, bro. But yeah, man, so much great Star Wars content's coming out between 2023 and beyond. I just can't wait for all of it to drop. And we want to hear from you guys in the comments. Let us know which ones you're looking forward to the most. And we're going to keep this train a rolling, baby. And we're going to get right into one of the 2 main topics of the show. We're talking about Miss Marvel episode dos. And
Hmm.
episode, she's exploring her powers and doing a little bit of training, get her training montage on, as all superheroes and superpowered people must do. And hanging out with her boy Bruno, doing her thing. But in this episode, she gets to you get to explore some of her religion and all the struggles and things going on there, and get a little bit of a peek into the culture of Muslim people in a mosque. You know what I'm saying? And kind of the different things going on there, and kind of the dichotomy and the difference in the way that they treat the women in the congregation or in the group as opposed to the men, and all that different stuff. And going on from there, man, you get all the standard teen stuff. She, crushes on a guy, which we're going to be getting a lot more into a little bit more in this section of the show, in this review here, recap, so to speak. But he was very interesting, or not as interesting at first, but I was like, by the end of the episode, I was like, who the fuck is that? What?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man. So we got to explore all that stuff, her getting drive and all that stuff, and her boy Bruno over here is jealous because he likes her, but he's too friend zoned to really do anything about it. And then but yeah, man. But it was really cool getting to see her actually save the day and use her powers as well and try to save that kid. But as we saw, shit kind of went south.
Yeah, she messed up, and it was a vision that happened, right? It was a
Yeah, she had that vision of like what I would presume to be her great grandmother or whatever, right? The everyone that says brought shame to the family and all this other stuff, right?
yeah. I think that she had it in the bag. I think that's where she got pretty confident. Then something happened within that bracelet that kind of like had that vision happen, and she dropped the kid, and she was able to grab him like last second, but she wasn't fully 100% successful within
Exactly.
that
That
test.
dude. I was like, oh, you over here showboating, thinking about the likes, girl. You just dropped this kid and he broke his ankle or some shit. You're lucky you didn't drop his ass from that high up. He'd have been
Yeah,
dead as shit.
yeah, and so far like this, the episode 2, I would say it's pretty. I mean, the whole series, it's just I know that it's not meant for like the whole everyone to get into. It's not like that general audience that everyone thinks it's gonna be.
Normally kind of does. This is kind of more centered towards young adult teens, kind of preteen age groups. You know what I'm saying? So someone in their late 20s, early 30s, someone like us, it's like, okay, all right. Let me see what you guys are up to here. This isn't normally my cup of tea, but I would say for me overall, with this episode and just the show overall up until this point, I'm surprisingly enjoying this show a lot more than I was thinking I was going to going into it, man. Still, I think this episode was even a little better than the last one. Like, I was just fully having a blast with this episode, man. Like, I really enjoyed it. Like, how
Yeah,
would you rate it overall so far? Like, your overall feelings about it?
my overall feelings about it, I I thought I was gonna dislike it like a whole lot more than what I thought. I thought I was gonna be like, oh, it's probably not gonna be my thing. I honestly wasn't gonna like tune in to the first episode after the trailer, but
Oh,
after but
oh,
after yeah, but after the first episode and this episode today, I enjoyed it a lot more than what I thought. I would give it like a solid. I can't really give it like a solid rating because of
because it ain't finished yet, obviously.
yeah, I would say like right now at the start of it, it'll be like a 7. I was like for me like I'll have 7 be like the standard for me. I'm like okay, so it's it's like it has my interest, but it depends on what they're gonna do with
Goes from
this.
here.
Yeah. So right now, yeah, so like right now it's like it's that fun. It's like that what you mentioned. It's like that high school kind of like themed around it of
Yeah, man. Like it's
Carmela.
like a John Hughes like film or something. Like first and foremost, you know what I'm saying? But then you get a little bit of that superhero stuff sprinkled in there. But I think it's like just enough, and you get enough action and kind of things going on with the superpowers and with that whole side of everything that it still feels like a true blue MCU project. It still feels at home in this universe, but it takes its time to really do all the character building first and foremost. That is so damn charming and so damn fun that I don't know. I just can't help but get into it. You know what I'm saying? And it's all very relatable, even though I'm not Muslim and I'm not really in the culture. I do know people from that culture or whatever, but it just feels very universal in the way that they're approaching all the character dynamics. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
yeah, and I just think it's just a fun show and a breath of fresh air. And it's just been very consistent so far in these 2 episodes where the story has been moving along at a nice pace. We get a lot of intrigue with her grandmother or great grandmother, I believe. I meant to say. And she seems to have been like a superhero esque vigilante type person in her own time. And seems to that's the way that it kind of leads into this. And we're going to get a lot of the backstory and a lot of the explanation of the way that they changed their powers up for this series. But for me, I am extremely intrigued right now and all in to get the details on that. So right now, this episode primarily, I enjoyed a little more than the last one because I thought it got really into the superhero stuff and balanced the teen stuff at a very perfect rate. And I thought all the corny, romantic stuff is in there, but I think that works for the series and it's good stuff overall because it does feel like a genuine kind of teen connection. It doesn't feel like it feels genuine, like they have chemistry together, when they're going on their little date or whatever. So I thought all that stuff wasn't too overdone for the most part. And I think the story's just moving at a really good pace right now. I think right now, looking at the first two episodes, like with most of the series when they premiered and dropped, this is one of the stronger 1-2 punches right now for me.
I can see that with the show. Like my first impression of the show, I honestly thought it was gonna have like a Disney-fied vibe to it, and I was like, there's no way.
Cheaters on it at times, but for the most part, dude, it doesn't have that vibe to it.
Mm-mm. It really doesn't. That was like one of the things that I thought first impression was like, that's like the whole reason why I was kind of turned off by the idea. But now since we've seen it more, kind of it does teeter with that Disney thing, but kind of brings it back to kind of that old superhero Marvel feel to it to try to get that character up to pretty much up to speed with the training her to be actually able to join the Marvel cast, like Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel coming up. Yeah, yeah.
Marvels next year, man. So I'm definitely digging this series overall, man. Like I said, if I had to kind of give it a rating for right now, kind of like where it's at, and then kind of see if it's going to drop below that bar or not, I think that'd be kind of a fun thing to do as we do these series recaps. I'm going to give it an 8 right now because it's actually a pleasant surprise. So I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 right now, and we'll see if it continues to stay there, improves a little bit, or continues to, or drops. But right now, I'm all in on Miss Marvel, dude. I am looking forward to this show week to week and can't wait to see what we're going to get into next because there's some interesting shit going on here at the end of the episode because apparently her great grandmother and the dude that she was having a crush on picked her up in a car seemingly at the most convenient moment possible when she's on the run from damage control. And I'm
Yeah.
what? Holy shit. Like episode 3 can't come soon enough. I'm almost as like I'm not as excited for this as Kenobi episode 6 because of all the year build up to seeing Kenobi and Darth Vader get a rematch. Obviously, carries a little more weight with me. But this is not like way behind anymore. Like this is like I'm like just as excited about this as I am for Andor or something. Like I'm really into this show right now.
Yeah, it's willing to have you really kind of tune in that Wednesday morning drop or something like that.
Yeah, bro. Like this is Kenobi back to back. I did that this morning, and I'm doing that again next week, dude. Like that was so damn good. Like maybe we'll do it just like this again next week, man. Like so damn.
Yeah.
Good. I really enjoying this series overall, man. Yeah, I actually thinking about it, I don't have any critiques for this episode, to be honest with you, man. Like, do you have any negatives of this episode in particular? I really don't.
I don't really have any. Like to be honest, like for me, like people were obviously critique the show because it's not really what they're interested in watching, which is why it's kind of hard for me to really critique it because I know it's a kid show. It's not what something I'm looking for, but it's something there for content.
Still enough there that I can relate to. There's still enough there that I think all age groups could relate to. It just has a heavy focus in the between teen age group right there. But I think it's
Hmm.
plays for anyone in any age if you're open minded to it. It's relatable to everyone, and there's characters in there I think that are different age groups as well that are more similar, like the parents. I think a lot of older people will relate to and kind of understand them more as to the kids, you know what I'm saying? But I think if you go in with an open mind and understand that this is doing something different and that the MCU series seem to kind of have that goal in mind with each one, everything kind of has its audience or kind of has its vibe to it. So I think if you go in with an open mind and kind of go in expecting some fun, some lighthearted moments, some really good creative filmmaking and energy, and just a really upbeat, uplifting kind of character that's just relatable and is just super likable, I think this series will be for you. And we really recommend this series to everyone out there, man. I think just go in, have fun, pop you some popcorn. You know what I'm saying? Get into it. She's a fan just like the rest of us, man. I think it's just a really cool show. And overall, man, I'm super satisfied with it. My boy Skips gives it a 7. I give it an 8. It's a deep
Hmm.
series, man. I think this could end up becoming, if the rest of the series carries like this could be at the number 3 spot for me in the
Oh
MCU.
yeah.
Honestly, dog, like I'm having a good time with it. I'm just saying on a consistent level, like if I'm just talking about best made, this could be like my third, I think the third best or second best made series through and through the series, depending on the consistency of how they keep it going, because the story to me is interesting. She actually gets into some action. We know damage control's on her tail. So this could really go in a lot of interesting directions, all depending on, kind of where it goes from here. So I'm really, really excited for it and can't wait to see where it goes from here. And I'm just pleasantly surprised, dude. Like, I think I'm a little more positive on it than you are. But
Hmm.
man, I really dig this thing so far. We got to reach out to our boy Miguel and see what he thinks as a
I
you fanatic.
Oh yeah, definitely. I wonder what Miguel would think too. I think
Yep.
because Miguel, he's more
Yeah.
action
Miguel,
packed.
please, for sure. And this definitely doesn't seem like his vibe, but he does like things like High School Musical. And
Yeah,
man, I'm
that's
like,
right.
that's Disney Channel shit, literally.
Mm-hmm.
So I,
Mm-hmm.
I would I would feel he can't really put that criticism on it. It might not have that mindset. So this might be secretly the show for him, man. You never know.
Yeah,
But we
I
got
can't.
his opinion before the finale. We got to either get him on the show or get his opinion for sure. You know,
Yeah, to see where he's at with it, because honestly, it's gonna be interesting to have that young character enter the franchise. Because right now, the young character that we had was Peter Parker, but now he's more in that mature
he's moving into that
state.
college age. Yup. So
Yeah,
like we got like a new generation of young Avengers. Like
yeah,
young Avengers, young heroes coming up in the game right now. Gen Z, they're kind of stepping into the forefront. Millennials are kind of moving into the old head kind of group, so to speak. So it's going to be interesting to see where the show goes from here, guys. But let us know in the comments section below. Are you digging Miss Marvel? Would you rather jump out of a plane with no parachute on? No, I was playing. Or whatever. Like, do you not fuck with this show at all? Are you somewhere in between? Let us know in the comment section below. I know a lot of people have been very mixed on these MCU series overall lately, and I know that opinions are usually all over the place for these things. But I think if you temper your expectations and know what to expect going into this particular series, I think you could have a really good time. And if you want something a little more fresh, a little more down to earth, a little more grounded in the MCU, something that we don't get a whole lot these days, primarily, I think it's a breath of fresh air and something that you really can get into. And I recommend it to all people, all walks of life, all ages. You should definitely get into this thing for sure. But with no further ado, it is time to get into the headliner of the show, Kenobi, the penultimate episode, episode 5. Kenobi, holy shit, this episode kicks so much ass. My favorite of the show. Back to you, sir.
I would have to agree. This episode. I would say the flashbacks is something that a lot of fans are looking for.
Chef's
That's
kiss.
that's something that I was personally looking for, like kind of like that lesson being taught to Anakin, and then swapping over to how it was with Darth Vader and Obi Wan. That
Place
was
now and where he's at as a person right now and how he's reminiscing about that, I thought was so well put into the series where I was like, oh, this isn't just flashback for flashback's sake. This is actually character building. This is actually important to the story and actually plays into Vader's actions now and how he's actually learned from some of those lessons, but in other ways hasn't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly, exactly. That's what the one thing I did really like and appreciate, and I wanted more from the series for.
Yes, because we definitely got to get into that as well. For as awesome as, like, just to get into some of the negative stuff of the series, kind of off top, so we can kind of get into the fun of it before we wrap this thing up. I think that this series overall has been a little bit different than what I was expecting going in. Episode 1 to me was kind of exactly what I thought. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like the premiere, him down on his luck, him kind of just for lack of a comparison without getting into the controversial TLJ stuff, Logan kind of vibes. You know what I'm saying? And the fact
Exactly.
that he kind of was like down on his luck. I don't want to use the claws anymore. I'm kind of over it. We lost everything I had. I lost it all. I'm just gonna sit here and mope around all the time. And pretty much, man, that's what it is, a deep character study on how Obi-Wan feels like he failed and has to find his way back to the optimism, back to believing in the Force again. You know what I'm saying? And that whole lead up, and some of it has been strong. I think there was a few cool moments of that in last episode, episode 4. Although we did say that was the weakest episode, there was some shades of it there. And I think episode 2 definitely still explored some of that as well. In episode 3, definitely explored that Invader's rage and what Obi-Wan did to him and the fear and the regret that Obi-Wan felt once he found out from Reva that he was alive and that Anakin's alive, and he was kind of just distracted for episode 3 and kind of off kilter a little bit before he had that confrontation with Vader. So it's been a little bit of a different journey to kind of get to some of the character building that we thought we were going to get with this series. But overall, I think this series has been a very enjoyable show, but it has been a little disappointing in some regards to the character development and the whole confrontation and the whole character arc between Vader and Anakin, aka Darth Vader, in this thing. While they've both had great moments throughout the whole series apart and some of them together, I do think they have dropped the ball a little bit in that department, and this isn't quite as good through and through throughout the whole series as it could be. You know,
I totally agree with that because I feel like honestly, with my nitpicks throughout the series, I feel like the Leia storyline should have been wrapped up a lot more sooner.
I agree with you. Like they should have did the kind of thing they did in this episode in episode 3. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
By episode 3, he should have been like, "Oh shit, Anakin's on my ass. I need to get rid of her real quick and let's move on." And he's trying to help out the Jedi's and figure out what's up with Vader and try to get him back and redeem him. That should have been the kind of focus in the back half, kind of the way they pivoted the story. You know?
I totally agree because I felt that a lot with this episode with Leia's involvement, saving the day with trying to get like the doors open and things like that because they were locked in. I feel like they didn't really need that. They could have just really had the guy do his own thing and everything so forth. And then if they were going to be in the same scenario, but I feel like they kind of have her there just to be there,
There.
safe, yeah, just to really be there because like the way she fixed it, I was like, that's it. I'm like, what the fuck, the guy could have easily done that too. The
Yeah,
kid got
nobody could do that here.
yeah,
No,
like nobody's like obese. There's like a lot of people who are like thin enough to actually go into that hole with that ladder.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why I thought I was like, that was one of my nitpicks with it. And then like the droid had, I thought it was just dumb. Like the droid had like the bug and it ended up being like a magnet, and you're like, oh, what the, okay, so I just have to remove the magnet and you're all good to go.
No, I'm
I,
like, what, nigga?
I yeah,
That's the tracking device. God damn! If you farted on that thing too hard, it would blow off. What the hell?
that's exactly that too. I was like, I'm like,
My
okay,
picks of this episode, man. I was like, what? Oh man, Leia stuff, man. I love that.
yeah.
So she nails the role, but it just feels like it's dragged out. Like the first 2 to 3 episodes, I get it. It's your inciting incident to get us into Obi-Wan embracing that heroic side of himself again, you know? But the way that they're dragging it out, it just feels like, okay, man, it's not Grogu. We don't need this long.
Exactly. That's why I thought my first thought impression with Leia being there, I'm like, okay, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be cool seeing at least in episode 2.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's how he gets into the game again. That's brilliant, actually. So I'm like,
Yeah,
gotta give something to be like him to give a fuck about. Like, what's he gonna give a fuck? Oh, a Jedi needs your help. Oh, well, a bunch of Jedi need him. Fuck that.
yeah, like everyone, like they're getting hunted down for
But
sport.
the reason why he's in the predicament he's in right now is that, and he can't be a hypocrite and only protect one of the kids.
Yeah,
Saying,
yeah. I think that's why a lot of the story should have been shifted out. I feel like same thing with Riva too. I feel like another thing with Riva, she should have died. My personal aspect with like the whole with Darth Vader being who he is, being that ruthless. She should have died the last episode when she failed Darth Vader. Even with the tracker being there, he still could have used the tracker and not really use her, bring in the Grand Inquisitor if he really wanted to.
you see, here's the thing. I agree with you there, but the one thing I agree with you somewhat, but I also sort of disagree with you because to me, and I don't know if they were going for this directly, it being called episode 5, I think they were going for that Empire Strikes Back vibe of him outsmarting not necessarily the heroes in this part, but one of his comrades or somebody in the moment where you think that Vader is like 10 steps behind you, but he was ahead of you the whole time. You're captured, you're fucked, and that's it. You ain't getting carbonated freeze in that. You're getting stabbed in the fucking stomach, just like she did to the Grand Inquisitor.
True, true. I
Linda
think
probably told Vader what she did, and then he's like, "Oh shit, okay, hold on a minute. I don't think this bitch is who she says she is." And then he's figuring it out because Vader has learned a little bit from the past, and it is true in Vader's nature to outsmart some of his enemies and to kind of manipulate and use them and see kind of, okay, you know what? I'll use her to get to Obi-Wan, and I'll see if she's with us or against us or not. And then once I confirm this information, either way, I could fuck her ass up in a minute. So I don't have to worry about it. So let's see what's up with her. And if she's really about it, she's about it. If not, then I'll go ahead and bring this fool back and then get rid of her ass. Either way, I got a Grand Inquisitor. Either way, I'm gonna get my hands on Kenobi one way or the other. He can't run away from me for far too long, and that goes into the hubris of Anakin as a character as well, which plays into the flashbacks.
I would agree with that too. But the thing is, with episode 5, she's still alive. I feel like if they were gonna kill her off, I think episode 5 would have been it, because with that twist at the end. But instead, the one thing I did not like is that she had the communicator that
Yeah,
has the
that
message.
Bail Organa's message. I was like, that's too convenient.
That's what my main thing too. Like I would have been fine like if they written her off, not getting killed in episode 4 and just show that in episode 5. But instead, it was just a stab to the stomach, like pretty much in the stomach, which she should die because she's a human. I don't think humans don't have two stomachs in the sense. And I
That's
mean
what I'm saying. The Grand
that,
Inquisitor can kind of get away with that. Humans, you got a lot of vital organs up in there, bro.
yeah.
Out here, get
And
out. Yeah,
And then like I do would you appreciate the point where like it shows Darth Vader like already like outsmarting her. Like and then like even when it comes to combat, like he legit toyed with her throughout the whole time frame. He was
doing forced martial arts on her ass. He fought with no saber, took the two lightsabers, broke it into two of them, and said, "Here you go. Now you got it shot."
yeah, and
Right?
it had that thing. And I think what the thing would have been too that would have like it would if it would have disappointed me, like it showed Reba actually stood a chance, like somewhat of a chance, but they didn't really show that at all. They showed like Darth Vader was on a completely different level. He even showed that when he grabbed the ship, and then he was like, "You're not fucking
Yeah.
going anywhere."
Oh man, dude, that was straight out of Vader Down comics, bro, where you fucking stopped the AT-AT Leia and Han were driving in from smashing him.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
the leg back and destroyed the AT-AT. I was like, oh my god, you just made a bunch of Star Wars fans like totally like jizz their pants right now. Oh my god.
straight up. And I liked seeing that. That's something I really wanted to see throughout the series, like that power level, like from Vader. Like once we grabbed the ship and tossed him to the ground, he was tearing it apart, like no
Yes.
problem.
I was like, dude, I hope you ain't in there, Ben, because goddamn,
Yeah,
you
like
that's up.
that's a whole different peak for Vader, and this is Vader at his peak. And
Vader Voorhees, baby. He's on that Jason shit. He's on your ass, man. He ain't even got to run. He's on your.
yeah, yeah, I think another thing too is like the music choices that they had throughout the series. Like I feel like this episode they really should have used what everyone has been saying, the Imperial March
Yes, man.
when Vader arrived.
Imperial March. What
Like
is with these people? God
I
damn.
I honestly don't get what their thoughts are with the music choices throughout the series. Like the
The
music
Leia theme. Where's the Luke theme? Where's the fucking Imperial March, dude? Come on.
like
Come on.
I don't know if they had to go back to film score or something like that, but music plays a huge role for each scene.
Yeah. For reals, dude. It's like it sometimes makes the fucking scene more than the acting or anything else does.
Yeah, and it's a straight up. I mean, because if you're inputting the music that nobody really gives a shit about, like nobody, it's not gonna be as impactful. Like
Exactly,
if
dude.
and they kind of have like a cheat code in the like they not really cheat code. They have the source material there to make it as
And
an impactful emotional scene.
heartstrings, exactly, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like they don't use their greatest weapon when it comes to this. When it comes to like that sonically, they use the sound effects all the time, which is great. But they don't use the scores enough sometimes, man. Like I'm like, come on.
Like the thing, see, like look at the trailer. That trailer, that the music choice that they had for it was such a
Hey,
huge thing.
fuck
hmm
yeah. That got me
That
more excited than I was initially probably gonna be, regardless, right there. Because I one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars music all time, at least me personally.
Yeah, no, 100% agree. And then that's how you reel people in to be more intrigued with the scenes that you got telling the story. Because honestly, when I seen the trailer, I got like a lot of anticipations for this series. I was like, okay, cool. This is gonna be hype as hell. Like we're gonna see Darth Vader, Obi-Wan again as well within sharing the same screen. But what kind of story are they gonna tell? I honestly thought
Right.
at first I thought it was going to be like more Obi-Wan dealing with the Inquisitors and even with the Purge Troopers. I think having that being told out, like seeing Obi-Wan deal with what the Jedi's have to be dealing with over the last 10 years, the Purge Troopers, the Inquisitors, and all things like that. I thought they were going to explore a little bit more of that. Maybe flashbacks with Darth Vader here and there. That would have been very cool to see. And Leia, I thought they were gonna probably have like an episode 2 with her. At the initial thought, I was like, all right, cool. Maybe in episode 2, Leia, that's it. We can easily go back to the grid of him trying to go back to undercover, because it's gonna be kind of hard for him to go undercover again when everybody knows that he's alive. Everyone thought he was dead within the Order 66, pretty much, or they couldn't even find him.
Yep. Yeah, they were like, we haven't found this fool for years. What's up with? Why you got such a hard on for this guy? And I do love the whole reveal of her being a youngling when Anakin was coming in as Anakin, not before he was really Vader with the costume, slicing up younglings, bro. I was like, oh, that makes sense. That's how she knows. I was
Yeah,
going there killing a bunch of younglings. I'm like, oh shit. My bad for questioning y'all on that one. Y'all
yeah,
cool. My bad.
I totally agree. Yeah, and it makes sense too, because everyone, that's like what she said. Like within the story, like it makes sense that anybody at that time, Order 66, if when Anakin did arrive, they thought he was gonna help him out, but it ended up being
Yeah,
completely
bro.
opposite.
Nah, homie, I'm here to slaughter your ass. And I was like, yes, dude. That's why I say, man, I think this is my favorite episode of the fucking season, man, because that and episode 1, like almost fighting for top spot right now, because it just plays into all the pre-established lore so well, flashbacks included, obviously. But it also just shows where the characters have grown, where the characters are at right now. Like Riva, they really show her arc come through strong, and I think give her a nice solid ending for her, at least for now. And I love the reveal of the Grand Inquisitor being alive and that whole twist of that moment of him coming back. And I was like, oh, that's so fucking good right there, dude. And like I said, all the action, every fucking second of Vader on screen in this particular episode was fucking phenomenal. I loved everything with Obi-Wan as well, and his whole thing with Tila sacrificing herself in that hallway right there, throwing the dermal detonator and everything. Man, that was so tragic. And I think that actress did such a great job with that character, the Imperial kind of traitor, double agent type lady. She was awesome. And it was cool to see O'Shea Jackson Jr. in here. You know what I'm saying? The guy leading the little, the little commune for all the force sensitive people and whatnot that lost his wife to Order 66. I love seeing
Right.
there, and I thought he did a really good job with his performance and all that good jazz, man. And like I said, really dug this episode overall. Straight up 9 out of 10 for me, bro. I'm definitely digging this series overall. It has a few shortcomings to it for sure. It is definitely not quite as like almost flawless as Mando is, but it's definitely a step up from Boba Fett, maybe a couple steps up. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I definitely dig the series, and I cannot fucking wait for the finale, and can't wait to see that showdown. Give it to me now. It's like a goddamn pay-per-view. Give it to me right now. I'll pay you $100, Disney. Let's go.
I would ask you this, with everything that was shown within this previous episode, what do you think is going to end up happening with Obi-Wan, Darth Vader, Rhea, all those characters? I think Leia, she'll finally get back home, but I think those three.
Finally out of it. I do think Luke might be in this next one, which kind of raises some red flags for me, but I want to wait until we see the episode. But
Mhm.
that could be a possibility. I do think Vader and Obi-Wan are going to have this confrontation. It's definitely going down. And I definitely think that I just wonder if it's going to be on Tatooine or not, because I think that's kind of weird. But anyway, I just wonder where the location is going to be. I think Riva is out of this thing for now. I don't think she's going to come back in this. I don't see how, because how's she going to get to a back to tank? How's she going to heal from those injuries? I don't see how that's going to go down. But hey, anything's possible. But yeah, man, I just think the Vader Obi-Wan confrontation is finally going to go down. I just don't know exactly if Obi-Wan's going to try to redeem him. I don't know exactly how the confrontation is going to go and what the dynamics are going to be. But I think one way or the other, we're finally going to get that showdown. And I think the Grand Inquisitors and all that stuff's going to kind of bow out of the series for the most part. They'll probably tie it up, just tie up those loose ends near the end of the episode there. I think it's fully going to be Vader on the tail of Obi-Wan, tracking his location and trying to get to wherever the hell he's going to next. So I think it's fully going to be just Vader on his ass, or at least I hope it will be.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be interesting. I'm really hoping that they don't have a showdown or have him get anywhere near Tatooine. I feel like, because it would kind of go in conflicts with A New Hope, which I feel like something like, I'm really hoping they don't go with Luke. I'm hoping that they drop off Leia. That's it. And right now, Obi-Wan's going to try to find a way to make sure to have that huge conflict with Darth Vader and try to go back underground until A New Hope. I hear there's going to be a second season.
These rumors too, but I don't know about that, man. I don't know.
I'm really hoping it's not, because I really hope that they were able to wrap everything up within this first season, and that's it.
Limited
Like
series, yeah. Because how many fucking adventures did Obi-Wan go on in that fucking time period before A New Hope? Like that I think you're pushing it at that point a little bit. You know?
pretty at that point they're just going for cash grab, and that's really hurting the story from everything from the original trilogy and even moving on for
Yeah.
well, pretty much in the original trilogy.
The trilogy already had a rough ending. Let's not, you know what I mean? Let's leave well enough alone. But overall, bro, Obi-Wan Kenobi, it's a damn good time, especially episodes 1, 3, and 5. It's funny how it's like every other episode, which is weird. But anyway, I like 2 though, but still. Anyway, really dug this episode 5. This is definitely some of the best Star Wars television we have gotten yet. For like literally 99.9% of this episode, man. There's like maybe a couple of nitpicks at most for this one, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. 9 out of 10 for me. The series rating as a whole, I gotta wait till the finale to wait and really kind of reassess what I'm gonna rate the series, but I have an idea, and it's still pretty damn high up on the ratings. So I dug this series. I dug this episode overall, my man. And any final words before we wrap this episode up?
I would say no. I mean, if anything, stay tuned for the upcoming episodes. We got a lot of content coming out.
Definitely, my friend. We got Stranger Things content coming at you guys. I got a review of Stranger Things 2 that's going to be going up this week. We got a review of Stranger Things 3 is going to be dropping next week. I'm going to be doing some rankings for that as well and predictions leading up to season 4, volume 2. And we got some album reviews right around the corner I'm doing right now as well. Got some solo stuff coming for you guys. We got Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers album review. Going to be dropping on the channel exclusively on YouTube. No podcast. So make sure you get over there and check that out. We got Logic's Vinyl Days. Our boy's back out of retirement. Logic is back in the rap game doing his thing. He's going to be releasing a long-ass album, 30 tracks. Holy shit, man. Going to have to set aside some time for that one. We're going to be reviewing that. We're going to be doing rankings of all of Logic and Kendrick Lamar's studio albums as well. So stay tuned for all of that, guys. And my boy, Skips, me, you, we're going to be linking up again, doing another episode pretty similar to this one, I think, within the next week or so, recapping the rest of Kenobi and continuing on with Miss Marvel. We got a lot of content coming for you guys, and we got some cool surprises in the works, guys. We got a lot of great, dope stuff we're working on behind the scenes, but you should be seeing some more of these digital episodes when we can't link up in person. And you know, some of the technical issues we had aside, man, it's been a good ass recording, man. It's been a good episode. Fandom Frequency Show, episode 16. It's been a blast, brother. And until next time, dude, make sure you stay safe out there, all right? And, you know, we'll be talking, and hopefully we'll get the link up soon and watch that Top Gun Maverick. You know what I'm saying?
You too, man. You too, man. That's all I can say. Just be safe out there, bro, and stay cool. It's supposed to be pretty hot in the next couple of days.
I'm going to be hiding out in my pad until I have to go to work in a couple hours, and then after that, I'm going to be in there with the AC environment. So, hallelujah. Holy shit. But yeah, man, it's going to be good. But hell yeah, you guys, thank you for tuning in to this latest episode. And make sure you stay safe out there as well. For all our people out here on the West Coast, especially in Cali, make sure you're hydrated. And for everyone all around the world, thanks for tuning in and checking out the show. Stay tuned. Don't sleep. Peace.
Peace out.